I tell you what, my favorite sounds are the kinds of sounds that exist in the world, but that you can replicate with your mouth. So one of my favorite sounds is popping, just because I can do it with my mouth, and that fills me with such satisfaction.
Pick apart the pieces you left, and don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Try and give yourself...
When you're a kid and you kind of realize that you have motor control, that you can, move your fingers and you can manipulate these weird bits of meat that are on your body, you kind of either choose to not move because you're scared of what might happen, or move because you want to see what would happen. And that's why I found drums so interesting as a kid. You can just explore that instrument and just hit stuff, and I hit stuff as a kid. Yeah, I explored a lot. It was annoying for my family, but a lot of fun for me.
Don't you worry about it.
My biggest eye-opener in terms of sound is realizing how important it is to have good speakers. I had these small, shitty little speakers. I mean, they were great for what they were, but they were just these tiny little M audio speakers. We had some speakers lended to us for a short time. We had the Focal Twin series. These great big twin speakers sent over to us, and I just remember falling in love with them. I remember playing my music through them and going, oh my God, that's what my music sounds like? I need to mix my songs better. Like, if they exposed so much, like having those speakers, having the Focal Twin series available to me in that short amount of time changed everything, and forced me to be a better mixing engineer, and forced me to be a better engineer in general. And I ended up getting them for when I tracked and mixed Phase. When I mixed the album, they've been done on the Focals, on the Twin series.
Everything I know and all the lies I tell myself so I can sleep.
I mean, at least the intention behind the characterization of the sound was to present a body of work that integrated analog sounds and digital sounds, and was able to kind of present them in a world that they could coexist in. But to almost in a weird way make the analog sounds out of digital resources and make the digital sounds out of analog resources. Just to kind of flip everything on its head, to give everything a different feeling and a different intention in the record.
Tell her I owe it to every heartbeat.
So there's a track called Oslo, which is on an album called Talk Tomahawk by a band called Hiatus Coyote. It's like 1 minute 25 seconds long. Opens with one of the most I don't even know the best way, or if arrogant, I feel, drum patterns and sounds that I've ever heard. It feels so tight and compressed and almost claustrophobic, but feel also so open and wide and dynamic and huge. It's a really great track because it takes all of the things that I love about other productions I love. Like, it takes the Stevie Wonder drum sound and it just cranks the gain up to 11. And so it's totally distorted and completely ridiculous, but you can hear every single beat, every single inflection and every single kind of flick of the drummer's wrist in it. That's one of my favorite pieces of drum production, and that entire record actually is incredible. I really, really admired the production quality on Music of My Mind, the Stevie Wonder album, and the opening song, Love Having You Around, is amazing, because you can hear Stevie Wonder playing everything, and there's a lot going on. There is so much on that record going on, all of the backing vocals that he sings, all of the different synth parts, all the different drum parts happening, all the different bass parts. There's a trombone solo in it, and the trombone sounds awful. Like, it's not a very well recorded trombone, but it's perfect for what the track tries to do. And I'm a trombonist, like, I can play the trombone, and the tone of it makes me cringe, but in a really great way. So I'm a big fan of that as well. I don't know, I'm a big fan of detail. I'm a big fan of detail in a mixture of other things that take your attention more, because it means that once you've fallen in love with the guitar sound on a record and it's there and you love it for what it is, you can then dig deeper and suddenly it's like, oh no, wait, that bass tone is unbelievable and I've never heard it before. A record that I love is one that grows on you, and production that I love is when you can find out so much about it. I think popular music could be improved if it took more chances. The sound of it especially could be improved if it took more chances. I think even the things that sound unique and sound different and sound challenging still aren't actually that unique or different or challenging. I think more could be done to take those chances, because people are really responding to the music that is taking those chances. The best way you can respect your audience is by giving something that they don't expect from you. And I think the kind of more mainstream side of the pop industry, because I think there's two different sides to the pop industry, to pop music. But I think the more mainstream side of it could do with surprising their audience a little bit more and kind of respecting them a bit more by giving them something that they're not expecting.
Oh, won't you breathe?